Good morning, Middle School, and welcome to our 11th assembly of the year. Lots and lots to get into, so I'm going to start straight away by introducing Miss Tanji. Miss Tanji, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison, and good morning, everybody. So I'm here to talk to you about diversity and inclusion today. But before, allow me to introduce myself for people who don't know me. So I'm the not-so-new French teacher, been here for 8 months, I think now. I'm French-Moroccan, which means I was born in France from Moroccan parents. I love chocolate, so for you to know. I love traveling as well. I've taught in different international schools in Asia before coming to Switzerland. I'm a language addict. I love learning languages, and my dream is to become a polyglot. Well, I've got 5 so far. Not exactly going towards my goal, but I think it's okay. Diversity, and I'm the newly appointed Diversity and Inclusion Coordinator, who's going to be starting next year. So I grew up with in France, as I told you, with a lot of different people around me. I had my Moroccan family, my French-Moroccan brothers and sisters, and in school there was a mix of different people in school. Wouldn't be boring if everybody looked the same, was the same, did the same things, liked the same things, and just were exactly the same. Well, this is what diversity is. It's about having different people in your life, coming from different pathways, from different cultural background, different ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, ability, different age as well, religious belief, political views, and many other differences that can exist. So people can be different in many ways. Now I'm going to talk to you about inclusion and what is inclusion. Inclusion is about building an environment where prejudice doesn't have a place to happen. A welcoming, understanding, caring, mindful, accepting place where every single one of us can strive, where every single one of us is seen and appreciated, where every single one of us can be who they want to be, where we learn from each other without any judgment, because we all understand that having a different perspective is a strength, and listening to and accepting another's perspective is making us grow and become the best version of ourselves. So, to summarize what diversity and inclusion is, I really like this quote from an American activist, Verna Mayers. She says that diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is being asked to dance. Well, let me go even further by asking you to come and organize the party with us. So what I'm looking for today is putting together a diversity and inclusion committee. In that committee, which is starting with students right now, and we'll add other members of the community later on, because the work will be starting effectively next academic year, but we start the research and putting the committee together this year. So what we do in the committee is raise important issues, make your voices heard, be a support for your peers, organize discussions and events, and lead, and the most important one is lead change within the school. So if you're interested in joining the committee, please email me. I'll put my email address on the notices for Monday as well. So then your homeroom teachers can share this with you, and just email me with your interests. There will also be a meeting, which I will also put in the notices to explain in more details what the committee will be looking at in terms of work. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ms. Tanji. I know there's always been huge diversity within the school, and I'm delighted that the school is recognizing that in the creation of this coordination position. So do get involved. It is vitally important to the work that we do here. With this in mind, let's move on, and we've got Niamh and Annette here to talk about the Pride Alliance. Come on up.
Hello, I'm Annette,
I'm Niamh.
and we're the co-leaders of the Pride Alliance.
Okay, so Pride Alliance is an advocacy group with students from middle school and from high school. The group was created in 2018 by students who have graduated since, and now we're the leaders of it. So what we do is it's mainly based around discussion, and we have a lot of discussions around LGBTQ plus, like the community within the school and how it's portrayed in the media and how to make the school a better place. So yeah.
For the Pride celebration within the school, well, overall the school has been doing much better, especially since 2018. And we actually had the chance of participating in the Be the Change Week. And Pride Day is going to be on Tuesday, the 15th of June.
So the day is based around celebrating Pride Month, so we're going to have loads of activities throughout the day.
We're also going to decorate the whole school, so get ready, it's going to be very colorful. And just make sure you wear rainbow colors for the whole month, or just don't come dressed in black, please. And just try to be nice to everyone and be inclusive in general and be kind to your friends and make sure that you don't use any slurs. And just, yeah, be nice.
And if any of your peers do use slurs, do not feel scared to tell them that it's wrong, because as much as it might not affect you directly, they are still microaggressions, and there are a lot of them, and they do add up and they do really hurt people.
So this is what's going to happen on Tuesday the 15th of June. We'll be organizing English classes for Year 9, where we'll present activities about poems that relate to the LGBTQ plus community. Like Niamh said, we'll have a rainbow dress-up day to represent all the colors from all the flags. And we'll also have a video and a presentation in homeroom explaining all the characteristics regarding the LGBTQ plus community and more. So for example, explaining why there are certain colors on the flag and why those flags were chosen. And then we also have the honor to receive Sean Leonard, a poet that came in 2018 or 2019, I believe. And he will be leading workshops regarding the LGBTQ+, and he will just be there if you need to talk to someone or just an adult that's in the community. And he's a really nice person overall. So we're really looking forward to seeing you all wear rainbow colors and participate in this wonderful celebration month. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much. A perfect example of diversity in action. As the girls were saying there, it's not just, of course, for a particular week or a particular month, but it's all year long. But I am very much looking forward to the Be the Change Week, which is coming up towards the end of term. Well, as you probably know, there's been a flurry, should I say, of service activities, all of which require and deserve our support. And we're going to hear from a few of those groups now. So to start with, here are a group of Year 10s who are going to talk to us about Alzheimer's awareness. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Nora. This is Sophia, and Raul, and we're going to talk about our curriculum-linked service project about Alzheimer's. Our aim is to raise awareness and educate the ISL community. So first, here's some background information.
So what is Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's is a progressive disease that destroys memory and other mental functions because the brain cells connections and the cells themselves degenerate and die.
So who does this affect? According to the Alzheimer's Society, worldwide there are 44 million people with Alzheimer's, and it is estimated that there are 10 million new cases every year.
So, as you can tell, this is a very difficult disease to deal with, and the best thing you can do is to educate yourselves.
So we're going to be hosting an informative desk this Friday, so the Friday that you're watching this, at lunch from 12:35 to 1, where we will hopefully be teaching you more about Alzheimer's, who it affects, and what we can do to help as a community. Yeah, thank you.
Alzheimer's has affected me personally, with my father having contracted it some time ago. It's a disease, a condition, which is going to affect more and more of us. And it's very important that we know how to deal with that. Okay, on to the next group. So to continue our work on the racism efforts that we've started this year, here is a group from the middle school to take this a step further. Come on up, Suvan and Nicholas.
Hello everyone, my name is Sivan.
And my name is Nicholas.
And we are here to talk about the fundraiser we are hosting for the organization, the European Coalition of Cities Against Racism.
We are hosting this fundraiser as we want to continue the school's efforts to combat the problem of racism worldwide, which will prove itself which have proved itself and to be a prominent issue.
We are aiming to raise money for the organization, the European Coalition of Cities Against Racism, which is a network of cities aiming to improve their policies to fight racism and share their experiences doing so. Here is what they do.
They hold conferences and meetings around Europe. Okay. They hold conferences and meetings around Europe and about important issues such as racism and discrimination.
They collect and analyze data about racism and discrimination in Europe.
It works to educate people about racism through things like Action Week Against Racism, where they hold various workshops and activities to raise awareness on this topic.
And lastly, they help provide psychological support to victims of racism, and they also try to provide fair access to housing to people from all backgrounds, and they do a lot more things like this. So,
to raise money for this organization, we are hosting a photography competition where you can submit any photographs concerning social issue about racism or any other problem. The entry fee is 5 Swiss francs, and the prize will be a prize worth 75 Swiss francs.
We will be announcing the prize next week in the notices. And so what can you do to enter this competition? So you can enter by coming to our stand in the foyer next Thursday and Friday first break, and this is where you can write your name and enter with your 5CHF. And remember, we are looking for photos that are specifically about a social issue like racism, and we're also looking for creativity and effort.
And inspiration.
And to submit your photos, you can email after you've paid at the next week, first break, Thursday and Friday. You can email your photos to Mr. Harrison at dharrison@isl.ch. Okay.
We hope we see your submissions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing those photographs. And finally, COPD. Never heard of it? You're just about to find out. Can I invite Divya and Carmen up to the stand, please?
All right, hello middle school, I'm Divya.
And I'm Carmen, and we're in TEM and T. So first of all, a huge thank you to everyone who wore orange today, since orange is a surprisingly very difficult color to own. Thank you for everyone who also wore red or yellow as well. We really appreciate you showing your support for COPD, and now we're going to explain a little bit more about why your awareness of COPD is really important.
So over the last month and a bit, Carmen and I, we've been researching this disease as a part of an in-class service in science, but we didn't want to stop at a research stage or just finish by making a video, because we are deeply involved with this cause and we realize that many people haven't heard of it before. So we want to raise awareness for everyone, at least in our local ISL community, so that we can later reach out with your help to people in need. So what is this disease that you've been dressing up for? Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, more commonly known as COPD, is a chronic lifetime lung disease that affects over 210 million people worldwide. In Switzerland alone, it affects almost 500,000 people, 400,000 people, and it is the projected third leading cause of death worldwide. It's a highly lethal disease, and it's really important that we raise this issue to awareness.
So, as Divya said, it's really important to raise awareness about this disease as it kills many people and affects patients' lives, not only physically, but also mentally, socially, and economically as well. So, our first step to this cause was raising awareness in our community, and we want to continue acting on it and reaching out to patients with COPD with your help. More people need to know about this disease and its prevalence, so we hope that we can have your help in the future.
A bit more about COPD. It's caused by a long-term exposure to disturbing particulate matter or gases, and most often this is from cigarette smoke. In fact, 90% of COPD cases are caused by smoking. And you're probably wondering why you've never heard of it before if it is the third leading cause of death in the world. And that's because most of the patients that actually do end up getting it are stigmatized or blamed, essentially, for getting the disease because they've been smoking for so long. And because of that, COPD is not given as much public attention in contrast to cancer or cardiovascular diseases. That's what makes it so important. And later today, please check your inboxes. We'll be sending a little more information and videos, like Carmen said, about the disease and its prevalence, both that we've made and that several organizations and companies have made for your help. Later on, we hope to, either this academic year or the next, we'll make a sort of team that can go out and meet some COPD patients, work more in this area, and really help people who are kept away and really affected socially as well by this issue. So thank you so much for taking the first step to wear orange today, and we hope you can understand how relevant and important helping people with COPD is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, both of you. Just two things from me. The first one is I'm going to read from a piece of paper so I don't get this wrong. So, in recognition of the long service to the arts at ISL over a period of more than 25 years, the school has created the Judy Hannell Art Award, and this happened in 2020, so last year. Many of you in the high school will remember Mrs. Hannell, now Mrs. Hannell Inskip, and the many outstanding contributions she made to the arts programme here at ISL, both inside and outside the classroom. The award is given for a single outstanding piece of artwork created in this current academic year and is open to all students of the secondary school. To be considered for the award, you need to create a Google Doc which has permission to be viewed by anyone, into which you will place a photograph of your artwork along with the size, title, and medium, and upload this Google folder which has been created, and this link will be shared with you. The closing date for this is the 4th of June. Ms. Hannell Inskip will choose the winner from amongst the submissions, and you will find out during the assembly at the end of the year. So this is the last time that I will speak to you, hopefully before we part on the final day of term. And my final word to you is to use those 4 weeks as best you can. Let us finish strong and make sure that we're looking after each other during that time. And be aware. Be aware of those people around you. Although you may be looking forward to the end of the term, there are unfortunately several amongst us who will be leaving at the end of the year. And this might be quite a sad time for them. So think of them in amongst all of your other thoughts and daily actions. And with that, I wish you a very good Friday. Thank you.